Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to the Akim who are tuning into these videos. In this video, I want to speak on these fires that are taking place right now over there in LA. And I just Googled LA fires, and you have a plethora of live streams over there in LA. And you can see all the things that are happening here. It's destroying a whole bunch of infrastructure. And so what you're seeing here is the judgments of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, because we are the messengers of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, and we're telling the nation of Israel to get right before our visitation comes. Because if you're not right with the Heavenly Father when He begins to visit this place, it's going to be bad for you. You want to be in the covering of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, as opposed to the covering and the shadow of Egypt, because this society is pretty much going to want you to take that MOTB in order for you to function in this society. And there's not going to be any other way around that except you trust in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, or you trust in Esau Edom. And so therefore the plagues are accelerating because of the controversy of Zion. And that's the main reason why this place is being destroyed left and right through these plagues. It's not of us. It's because it's Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai deemed this place to be fit for destruction. So I'm going to read just a few article titles. This one says that the Palisades fire torches 1,000 structures, most destructive in Los Angeles history. So already 2025, we're starting this year with a bang. The hopeful year of Esau's judgment and destruction, ultimately, because now we're seeing that, we're witnessing that, and for our hope of salvation is deliverance. So, that's the other part of this year. But what we're seeing here today is the destruction and judgment of Esau Edom, and those who stand by him, who are side by side by him, namely the 2/3 of the nation of Israel. And so that's why these curses, they're not going to go slack. They're actually going to go down and judge these places and ruin this infrastructure more so that Esau Edom has no choice but to put that MOTB out there. So this article says that these are live updates. Los Angeles wildfires kill at least 5 at the Palisades, and Easton fire raging on. Sunset Boulevard in ruins. Fires massive scale come into focus in Pacific Palisades. And Sunset Boulevard, that's like a place that a lot of people, when they visit that place, they try to go there. It's one of those tourist spots. This one's Southern California wildfire spreads at dizzying speeds. Live updates. All these articles, they have these big words because this fire is very unprecedented. California fires map, Los Angeles evacuating warnings. And I actually have family members in the LA area, and all of them, through the Spirit, they're already evacuated and are safe. But once they get back home, it's going to be a completely different story. And we don't know that update until they actually get there, and then they relay that information to the rest of the family. But that's the whole people who are in that area. They're all going to be out of a house, out of work, out of a lot of things that the society was offering, and because this fire is destroying the infrastructure. And so you can you can search this all on yourself. There's a lot of updates going on, people on the area live streaming, all the news articles going in, and this is judgment from the Heavenly Father. All right, so I'm gonna read just a few precepts. So I'm gonna start off in Isaiah 66:15. It says, "For behold, the Lord will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire." And so when Yahweh Shai returns, he's going to come in the fullness of that, with the chariots, in a whirlwind, with all the fire, basically torching this place. Also with those thermonuclear missiles already hitting this place. But right now, you're just seeing the fire kindling right now. Before Yahweh Shai's return, you're seeing the setting getting ready for his big reveal. So I'm going to read from the top again. It says, "For behold, the Lord will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire." because the Heavenly Father is angry at what's taking place down here. That's why it's the destruction and judgment of Esau, Edom, and also the 2/3 who are still settled in this society. Woe to them that are at ease in Zion. Those who are still not adhering to the message that we're proclaiming, they're not going to be covered in these days. So continuing on verse 16, it says, "For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many." And so this is a prophecy also going into Yahushai's return, letting you know that all these other Christian, Catholic churches, Protestants, whatever, aren't speaking in the spirit and the testimony of Yahushai, because his spirit and testimony is prophecy, which is to bring down Babylon. Because when he returns, it's going to be business. It says, "For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many." And so we're going to see that take place. Lord willing, we're part of the elect and not caught in that number of being slayed. That's why we're putting our works. We're standing stiffly in great boldness for Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Verse 17, it says, "They that sanctify themselves and purify themselves in the gardens behind one tree in the midst, eating swine's flesh, and the abomination and the mouse shall be consumed together, saith the Lord." Let you know that the Heavenly Father has a target on certain people. Basically, people who don't want to keep those commandments of the Heavenly Father. People who eat swine's flesh, rat's flesh. All right, so continuing on, I'm going to read this quick precept. It's in Luke 12:49. It says, "I am come to send fire on the earth, and what will I if it already be kindled?" And as we are set up to speak this message, heralding Yahushai, this is basically breaking the strongholds. This is causing the earthquakes. This is causing the whirlwinds. This is causing the stock market to crash, because Esau Edom's time is up. Thus saith the prophets, because they were sent by Yahweh Bashem Yahushai to speak his message. And so that's why when we're speaking these things, we're actually breaking strongholds. It's the Heavenly Father seeing that the elect are being risen up and being sealed with the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. So therefore, these judgments are now, they're not going to prolong. They're going to accelerate. So I'm going to read this in 2nd Ezra 15. And I'm going to read this real quick, but the main point's down here in 12. But I'm going to read from the top. This is 2nd Ezra 15:1. "Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord." And that's what we're doing, rising up early to speak this message. Verse 2, it says, "And cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Fear not the imaginations against thee, let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness." Going into how I read in Isaiah 66:17, the Heavenly Father is gunning for specific individuals who don't keep these commandments. And and to highlight that one about eating swine's flesh, that's just a minute one, really, compared to all of the laws that are being broken. And this basically, he's coming down here to take down people who don't have the grace and mercy from him. Those who are just continuously sinning, iniquity, sin upon sin. And the main sin that our people, 2/3 of the nation of Israel, are going to take is that MOTB, because that was a commandment from us to not take. But all these people who scoff at us and scorn at us, saying that these things aren't going to ever come to pass, we're not slowed down by them, or we're not like God says, we're not troubled because of their incredulity that they don't believe, because we know and understand that they're pretty much sealing their fate. They're dead. Verse 4, it says, "For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction." And we're seeing that take place today here in LA with the Palisade fires, destroying 1,000 structures, to the point where Esau is going to have to push that MOTB, because his infrastructure is so destroyed that he's going to have to push that onto the people in order for them to take or buy and sell and be able to go into facilities, because a lot of these infrastructures are going to be destroyed. Esau Edom is just going to roll out the new thing that he's been planning. He's been perfecting this whole time. All right, so I'm going to continue on verse 5. It says, Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction, for wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Therefore thus saith the Lord. So like it says, Therefore saith the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and the righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. And the bottom part of that precept, that's representative of the elect, because they're standing stiffly for the names of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. They're the watchmen who are set up on the walls, and we're not giving him any rest until he establishes a kingdom down here on earth. And so I'm going to continue on verse 9. It says, And therefore saith the Lord, I will surely avenge them, and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them. Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt, but will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. And that's gonna take place within our lifetimes. You best believe it, because the Heavenly Father has a whole bunch of judgments prepared for this place. Like it says in 2 Ezra 15, and let me see, verse 11, it talks about the plagues of Egypt. So all those plagues are about to hit this place. And so I'm going to read this last precept here, is in Ecclesiasticus, also known as Sirach 39 and 28. There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. So all that's happening really is just a spirit that was created for vengeance, to destroy all those structures, leave these people homeless, and all the infrastructure destroyed. But with that, I would give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to the elect.